Hello, everyone. We're live already. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning, depending on where you're connecting from. Great to have you on this show. This is Making a Difference with Sandra Ukoh, and I'm glad you're joining me on this show. Congratulations on your journey to Making a Difference. I'm so excited to have you. You're getting on this journey with me. We can become that change agent we're all called to be. I need your support to like, subscribe, and share this page if this has been an impact to you. I would be talking just briefly about my book. Can Anything Hold You Back? That's the book for the year. It says, subtitled Making a Difference. This book was written to encourage youth, men and women to make a difference, to live a life of difference. A life of difference is a life that is worthy of emulation. Everybody wants to be like you. You stand out everywhere you go to. It's a better version, a 360-degree personality, having control of his or her life, a life of intentionality. I'll be reading an excerpt from the book which says, you are a gift. So unwrap the gift in you to impact your world. You can get this book on Amazon or Jumia. And when you receive this book, please kindly tag me and let me know you got the book. And I'd like to have your reviews, your testimony, and your feedback, as this will help me to do more and to review the book. On this show, Making a Difference with Sandra Ukoh, we train, we teach, we mentor, we coach on how we can become better versions of ourselves in the area of our finances, business-wise, career, leadership skills, and relationships. We learn from other people's stories and life experience so we can ride on their experience to avoid the pitfalls they fell in time past, and we can get to our goals faster than we expect, and we can become better versions of ourselves. Making a difference includes being financially okay, doing great on all fronts of life, business wise, spiritually, mentally. You are just doing great. We have a special guest with us this evening that we'll be bringing on board. She is a friend I met with during my leadership journey with John Maxwell. Her name is Racynta Abdullah, and she's been a change agent, and that's one of the reasons her story inspired me, and that's one of the reasons I want to bring her on board. Uh, Her name is Racynta Abdullah. She's an associate broker at Remex Trista in Montgomery, Alabama. She has been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years. She owns a used car lot where she sells used cars, and she also owns a janitorial service. Currently, she's a realtor. Her passion has always been to help and serve others. She was a teen mother who worked very hard to suppress and pass the odds of the society. Her drive, that's a drive, and that's what has kept her in doing business. And currently, she's been making over six figures. She's currently married to a son with $2 and a bonus daughter. Oh, she's funny. She said the bonus daughter. Our oldest is Brownie, and she's an engineer. She's an engineer and at Emory Hospital. And her second daughter, Hima Abdullahi, is a freshman at Tuxie University, majoring in chemical engineering with a concentration in pre-med. Imani is a full academic scholarship personnel, and so far, our family values are strong. They are to support. Uh, they are my actually, our family is our support system. She works as a used car dealer for over 15 years before venturing off into real estate. Before venturing into real estate, her resume is so mind blowing, and that's why I said she's actually someone who had been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years, doing a thing herself, and she's been making great figures. She's a person of difference. And presently she got into real estate in the last 5 years with Remax. And for 3 years, she became an executive club agent by her first year. She made over $75,000, $100% club by second year. She crossed over and she became a platinum member. She loves to educate, serve, and assist clients as a realtor. The real estate market is very competitive, and she has used the John Maxwell way of business, which has helped her, to increase her sales and also get up each morning with gratitude and then serve others by adding value to the lives of the people around her. She's been a person of difference, and I think she'll be a blessing to us today. So I'll be bringing her on board, and she'll have the floor for the next 5 minutes to introduce, and we get to know her better. Racynta, I'm so glad to have you. I'm excited having you this evening. Your camera is not on. Hello. I know you're here, but your camera is not
Hey,
on. We'd like to see
Sandra.
your face. Hi, darling.
I
How you
can't
doing?
hear you.
Yeah, great to have you. And it's all yours now. You have to speak. The people would like to know you. People connecting all around the world would like to know who Racynta is. They like to hear from your mouth what you've done and things you've done to make a difference in your world. How you've been a person of influence.
Can you hear me, Sandra? Hello? I am not able to hear. Hear you now, Sandra. The volume is not working on my device. Do you hear me? Sandra, do you hear me? Sandra?
Yes, I can see you
Hey,
now.
I'm sorry. I'm having issues with my phone.
Yeah,
Uh,
I noticed it.
on
The
my
internet actually went off too.
Yes,
That's me.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
I
better now. You okay
Yes,
now? Can you hear
it's
me now?
actually I can hear you great. That's why I just went on and logged back on my phone because it's much easier on my device. It was actually having um like slow verbiage from you. It's like real deep, manly, slow words.
I'm glad we're able to overcome because
Yes,
technology, you
yes,
can predict technology. Yes,
yes,
it's an enabler, but there's really nothing much we can really do about it if it's not working. But I'm glad we're back together now. So I
yes.
would like to hear from you and places and how you have made a difference in your world.
Well, can you see me now? It's much better.
Yes, we can see you. We like to know you. We'd like to know what you do presently
Mhm.
and how you've made a difference.
Yes, currently I'm a realtor. I actually been a realtor since 2017. Started in April 2017 as a realtor. Entrepreneur ever since April 2002. So basically for 20 years, about 20 years now as entrepreneur. Um, Went from used car sales over to real estate right now, and I'm a top producer in the Montgomery area.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
So presently, you've been there for how many years? What have you been doing? You've been there in real estate as a realtor for 3 years.
Remax TriStar. I'm a realtor, real estate agent with them. I'm associate broker over at Remax TriStar in Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, that's awesome. What
Yes.
informed you? What informed you in choosing that career, and why you've been there for this year's number of years? What has it impacted you, and have you been able to make a difference with the John Maxwell and being a person, a change agent? Have you been able to make an impact?
Well, I can just tell you about my journey. My journey actually started, I was in used car industry for 15 years, and my husband was a salesman.
I don't know what's wrong. I think it's the internet again. I just pray it comes back.
Okay, I see you now. I didn't see you before. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, well, I can
Okay.
hear you very
All right.
well.
The connection is very bad. I'm not sure. It's maybe because I'm outside. I ran from inside to come outside to do this. But no, I have been a realtor for 5 years. The Maxwell journey is pretty new for me. I actually started the journey during the pandemic. I reached out to the Maxwell family about mentorship during business during the pandemic. But after I told them about my story, they actually encouraged me to join as a team member. And I feel like it could actually help my platform, which I already have in the market that I'm in at real estate in Montgomery, Alabama, in real estate.
Oh, that's
Hello?
awesome.
Can you
Yeah,
hear?
I can hear you very well.
Uh
I can hear you. And have you
huh.
been able to manage the business with the family? Have you been able to manage it?
It's been tough. Trust me. It's very tough.
Can you tell us a
Um,
story?
yes, I can actually tell you how tough. Let me get off my here. Maybe it's the wind is. I feel like a distraction to myself. So maybe I'll sit inside here. Um, that maybe can help me. Um, and I'm sorry about this because um, I could just tell you, Maxwell, the journey with family, and when you're in a position as a woman, it's pretty hard because you have kids, you know. And my daughter right now, my youngest, is in college. She's a freshman, and the journey has been a little bit hard for me with her transitioning to college. But right now, where I'm at with real estate, it's a little bit hard on family because I'm not always there. And I'm more in tune with my clients because how could I feel? I feel like overwhelmed with family sometimes. And maybe that's a lot of women feel that way because really we give so much and we get so little sometimes. Do you, do you
I agree
understand?
with you. That resonates with me. It is.
Oh, really? So you
Yeah,
understand what I go through sometimes?
I do because as a mother, you have got to be there for your children. You've got to be
Huh?
there for them, and sometimes the job might have to take you away from them. You have to have someone to stand in for you. So if you do not have someone, it's overwhelming because you're in between. You're just sitting on the fence. You want to take care of the clients. You also want to be there for your family. You just
Right.
want to be there. You want every party to be served well. Also, your children, you want to be there for them. You want to give them attention. And your customers, your clients, wants also to be taken care of. You don't want
Yes.
to lose them because one good customer will refer others to you. One bad customer will take your news and will spread it wild. It's always easy,
Absolutely.
always difficult to repair bad news. And you find that the bad news or negative news moves so fast.
Right.
Everybody needs to know that you've done something wrong. But whereas in the aspect of good news, it just remains with the person, except the person refers you. And that's why it's always as when you run a business that is customer based, you must take care of your customers. You don't want to
I,
give them any wrong impression because you want them to be there for you. You want to do repeat business with them. You want them to give you referrals because referrals are the greatest way to keep
right.
business continuity because they're able to tell their friends that I have someone who is serving me and she's doing it right. So others, it's easier for others to come because through lip service, through mouth service, people are marketing you. You don't have to do any flyers. You don't have to do any
No,
branding
I
to
do
get
not.
customers. So a lot of times you need to take care of your customers. Just like you said, sometimes you want to serve your customers and your children are there, they need your help. But you find out that you have to make sure both parties, none suffer. Your customers are well taken care of. Your family is also well taken care of. So that you don't lose any because you need both of them in your journey.
I
You
agree.
need, yeah, because when if you don't have customers, how do you sustain yourself taking care of your bills,
Right,
taking care of the family fronts? So
right.
you need both. You just have to find a midpoint where you have to,
The
you know,
balance. And
yes, it must be a balance for you. There
yes,
must be a balance.
John Maxwell helped and talked to us about the balance system with his books, his literatures. And I could just tell you, whenever I started real estate, I was a little bit going, how could I say, drawn to real estate, but didn't know where I should fit in real estate. So when Maxwell came to the Church of the Highlands and he spoke about relationships, and I said, you know what? I've been in the car industry for 17 years. That's all I know is relationship and treating people well, and they bring more business. Well, I could tell you, using that information that he gave us at the Church of the Highlands just was a speech about on his journey, relationships down to him having a heart attack, a relationship with a doctor that he got at one of his seminars in Georgia saved his life. So with him speaking of that issue, I realized, you know what, this is the relationships just need to grow. I shouldn't worry about the money. Let me get out and make more relationships. The more relationships I make, the better my business will be. And I could tell you that my business went from selling 20 houses a month to 51 houses last year. Um, Totaling income almost 300,000 in a small market in Montgomery, Alabama, off of the relationship sector of giving the same things that I give to my family, which I give a little bit too much sometimes, over to relationships with my clients. Like one of my clients had a stroke. He wanted to put a rose bed outside his window. Well, I went over and took the flower, and his son planted the flower because now he's bedridden. He can't get out of the home where he has this lake view. So things of that sort makes a difference with the clients that you serve, um, along with bringing more business to you. And it's also about what we know from the John Maxwell way, to serve others and teach others and lend helping hands to others when they can't do it for themselves.
Yeah, you spoke about the second topic. The second question I wanted to ask you, I wanted to ask, have you been able to manage your relationships? Because I found out that relationships are the ships we ride on in life to get to our destination. You
Hmm.
understand? God often does not, the only way God can reach you is by using man to reach you. That's what he
Yes.
does. And that's the same way the devil too reaches out to men. He uses men to reach men. So we need teams, we need people. We need people to be able to,
Sandra?
yeah, I can hear you, I can see you.
I,
Yeah,
okay.
we need
I,
people. That's why I was talking about relationships. That relationships are the ships we ride on to get our destination. So that automatically says that the moment you do not have a good relationship or you do not have a relationship, and that's why it says teamwork. It says if you want to go fast in life, you go alone. If you want to go fast in life, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with a lot of people. You go with a lot of people of like minds. So they
like,
can assist you because you need people to be able to climb. And there is a saying that says, what to you in the day of trouble if you're alone? If you're alone and you need help, nobody will come to your rescue. And so
yeah,
that's more reason I say you need relationship to be able to get to wherever you're going to in life. Because I do business with you. I get impressed with you, the way you serve me. I
mhm.
can only tell my friends, I'm a circle of friends, that I met a lady who served me so well. You get what I mean?
Who?
So, and through that, through the good news I've told someone about you, he or she goes about telling other people. So you get a lot of referrals, you get people coming to you.
Right.
So,
And you
and
know, I would
that's
say,
why I said where
yeah,
you are, if you have a failed relationship in life, it affects you. Your business is 50% eroded if you have the wrong relationship. So we need the right environments, we need the right people, and we also need to read the right resource. Because it said there are three things that makes a man: the environment he or she stays, the book he or she reads, and the people she keeps around. So
that's
if
right.
you yeah, if you have those three wrong, you are almost gone. You have at least 50% of your business eroded.
I agree. I agree. And I think like with real estate, I don't think I know. I treated everyone the same, whether the person got qualified or didn't get qualified. I treated them, encouraged them, let them know this is not the end. Let's start here. And some of the clients, they jump aboard and they'll close in maybe 3 months, 2 months, even 2 years. I don't work with clients about on home ownership just because they hit those bad spots, and those bad spots have actually helped me in business to gain more business from the concept of our relationship. All the relationships matter, and relationships are important. Um, I can't tell you where I'd be if it wasn't for the relationships that I actually have. Because one person led to another person. I have never advertised with Zillow. I have never paid thousands of dollars in coaching. I have never paid thousands of dollars in referrals. Sometimes companies reach out to us for to pay referral if they send someone who's already qualified. But far as the business itself with real estate from the car industry, it's always been about the relationship aspect. And it's very important. The same thing I give to my family, I give it out into the streets, and that is encouragement and just teaching them and showing them. And whether it's the person working at the gas station, Walmart, um, or someone that's just walking in the store with their baby, I admire them. I talk to them about, oh, your clothes is pretty. Oh, and give them encouragement. That person down the line will be then sent a client to me, and I realized after closing, okay, who referred you now? That's my number one statement after closing, in order for me to call that person and say, congratulate, thank you for sending a referral. Well, most of the time it's somebody that I just touched. A lot of times it's not even a person that I sold a house to. And those people matter, you know. And I had one time laugh at me when I started the company that I'm at right now. She said, are you telling me you going out talking to people at Sam's and Walmart with candy bags and your business card? And I said, yeah, they matter too, you know. But that's where my business have just grown from, just the individual, any person who I reach or teach or try to help is very important. Very important.
Sure, that's a
So
great way.
when I start each morning, I start with gratitude and thanking God for all these blessings, but at the same token, just allowing Him to use me today for purpose. Because everything is about purpose and helping and showing and teaching Him. And I always revert back to, even if you're at your toughest time, it's going to be your best time if you believe in God, because He's going to build you up from that platform. You're going to go higher than where you would ever imagine if you just trust Him. So everything I talk about reverts back to Christ, God, Jesus, our Savior, hard times, and this word of encouragement. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, you are actually using a very great marketing strategy. I've done sales for like 19 years of my life. And for you to go this low to give people your business card and candy, you don't know them from anywhere. That's a great way because Brother John Maxwell, he says, we are people of value, adding value to people. We don't
Yeah,
know them anywhere. We don't have to know them. And there's this golden rule that says, treat people the way you would want them to treat you.
right.
And you
That
know what, again, that resonate with me because you one of them. You said there are three types of people: people who treat people anyhow, people who treat people like they want to be treated. And the
mhm.
third people are the people who treat people better than they were treated. You went ahead, meeting with people, getting them, and ensuring that you know how you look nice, you pass some kind of compliments, you try to ease the
Yes,
tension, and that's what they
yes.
do because you never know. Some of them are gatekeepers. You could look at
Oh,
them, you could look down
absolutely.
on them, but they are the ones that open the doors for you because they know the people they go to serve. Maybe somebody as a cleaner, somebody as a janitorial person who works somewhere. He knows and he has met with people. He could refer you and he gets to find out, oh, somebody wants to buy a house. The first name that rings a bell will be Racynta because you
Yeah.
are in a way have been a blessing to him or her. So that's why it says the people you meet on the ladder on your journey to life, you've got to treat them well because you don't know when
Yes.
you're going to meet again, and you don't know what referrals you will get from them. So basically, I always tell people, I say relationship is the key and is the sheep that you need to ride to get to your next destination. If you have a broken relationship, it's always good you go back to mend it, whatever the relationship. Whether you need a relationship now, maybe in the future, maybe today or tomorrow, mend every relationship you have because you never know when you'll need them along the journey of life. So always leave, what resonate with me, everyone who comes into my life, everyone that comes across me. I try as much as possible by the help of God to leave them better than I met them, you know, better than I met the person, but adding value to the person. And if in my own little way, I try to, leave them better. And most times I found people hang around me longer than I expect because reason being that they they get motivated by the things I say, by the words I say. I try to encourage them. I try to motivate them. That keeps them going and keeps them wanting to hang around you. And when they have issues or challenges, you're the first or second person they call because they know that you are there for them. They know that you trust
True.
them. They know you appreciate them. They know that you see them as as good people and you value them. Once people see that you value them, they can trust you. They can build trust in you. Once you look down on people, you make them feel less of themselves. The trust level and trust value goes down. And so that's why I said every time, everywhere we go, we are a people of value. We always look for people who want to add values to. We add
Yes.
value. The John Maxwell
I
key.
I agree, and I think that's very important in society. I feel like if just what John talked about, if we actually put that in our youth and give them values, like with my daughter, both my kids, I actually told them growing up all the time, for me being a teen mom, you could do whatever you put your heart to. You could be the best you could be. And let kids know. It start really with the kids also, and teach them and guide them and going out mentoring in the communities to build up the communities in our culture at the same time. Which education, which a lot of people don't know they can own a home. They pay $1,800 rent or housing authority 1,400. I had a client. They don't know they can own a home. It's sad, but they don't know where to start. And then when you come into a area and you teach them about home ownership, they go and tell one, tell another. And it's really, how could I say, sad at the same time, but it's a blessing because once they close on a home, you think about that foundation they're going to build with those kids and start a whole different, how can I say, generation culture by having that foundation. It's a lot. It's a lot with sales and real estate, family. It's hard as women just to stay aboard. But I just get up each morning and I thank God for just giving me breath. I go in and I pray, give myself about 30 minutes of meditation, and I go out into the real world, whether it's starting up, going to the gym or going to the office. Do the exact same thing most days, besides on Saturdays, I get sleeping a little bit later. But I think that's the start of a new life for us to help others in our community.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what was the biggest challenges in doing your business? What challenges have you encountered and how did you overcome?
Oof, stereotypes, judgmental people. We have that so much in our industries, not just with real estate, but even as just a whole. I think we lost a lot of having compassion for others. Social media has actually taken over where a lot of people feel like they're entitled to a certain level and not to go through certain things in order to gain a higher level or helping someone else. And I think even me in the industry, from real estate to cars, a lot of things wasn't told to me. I had to go out like with the candy bags and figure out what works. But then when I network with someone, maybe like at a TD Jakes conference, from there to online, even with Pinterest. Um, you ask people, what do you do? What's your niche? What works for you might not work for them, but you put all the people that you talk to in business together, it levels you to the area where you want to grow at. And it was always in relationships. So I saw people paying for leads, I saw people paying for advertisement. um and when I came in, they said, you're gonna have to pay all of this money. I said, well, yeah, really? But I went the direction I wanted to do, and that was the candy bags, letters, newsletters, personal service. Whether a person buys a house or not, I might show up at their home and, hey, you know what? I'm not stopping by here to talk about a house. I just want to see how you're doing. Before the pandemic, things like that helped me in the industry. And at the lowest point, only thing I can tell you is to seek God. God is the only one in literature. Pour good things in your body, whether it's food, nu- which nutrition comes from that. Getting up each day, starting with exercise, it helps. Not only the exercise, I would say YouTubing, literature, good communication books. They help me, because sometimes you have to put yourself in other people's shoes to treat them better than what you want to be treated. What's the best way is to learn how to communicate with others. So when you learn how to communicate with others, you learn who you are and you learn your whys. So I know why I'm here. I know my purpose. So even at my lowest, I know to go back and seek God and say, you know what, I'm here. I'm ready for the process. What's next? Because without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I just tell you that right now. And without the relationships, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And my family too, but some of my family don't understand me because I'm sort of a workaholic, but I like helping others. So it's not like it's work, it's more like it's knowing your purpose. And when you get into your purpose level, you have to find fulfillment with helping others and also serving others, when sometimes you realize that's why you're here, is to help them, and it's not about you.
Yeah,
So yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
No, but life is not about you. A lot of times we are here to serve. We're here to be, be an helping hand, extend a helping hand to others.
Yes.
And life is not complete. You're not living a life of significance if all you think about is just you and your family and just you. It ends with you. There is a
Yeah.
saying that when you help people, you help yourself.
Right.
Because, yeah, in return, those people will come. When there are informations or wrong informations going somewhere, things happening, they will come to tell you first because they know that you've been a blessing to them. So when you help people, you're also helping yourself. You're also helping your business. You're also, strengthening them. You're also making a difference. And that's why a lot of times I bring people on the show to share their story. Your story sometimes inspire other people. You don't know who your story will touch, who your story will inspire, who would listen to you or and say,
Yes.
"Oh my God, I got inspired by that lady." So that's one of the reasons I do this, because you don't know who's watching or listening to you somewhere, who's going through the same pain, who have been through that route you've been. Because sincerely, you can only reach out and serve others by being a blessing to them, looking at what you can give and not what you can get. Every time you meet with people, not what you can get, but what you can
Oh,
give.
absolutely. And I think that's really just, that's where my blessings come from. I mean, where you talk to people and you don't expect anything from them, but you give them encouragement and you help them along the way. Whether it's words of encouragement, do a lot to some people, and
It
people
does. It does.
understand.
It
It's
does.
not giving money, materialistic thing. It's about the words, the support, the guidance of telling them, look, you got this, you know, and just by being that type of person, which I am, I have, how could I say, a lot of relationships where they do reach out to me and say, what do you think about this? Like I had a friend tell me Christmas, she called me at Christmas, been friends for 15 years and wanted to tell me thank you. I said, thank you. Thank you for what? And she said, Thank you for just that day I called you crying about my daughter with her dual enrollment. And I told her it's her responsibility, the same way she buy those clothes, not look for the father to pay for the dual enrollment. You go and figure it out and pay for the education, because that's going to help her as a mother bring the child up where now she's looking towards college or anything else. She looks at you for this source. So in the end, she did that, and her daughter now is a junior in college at the University of Alabama, and she was so happy because she wouldn't have did that if it wasn't for me saying, "Look, you can afford it. You just got to stop shopping. You just got to stop doing these things, and let your daughter go to college and go live out her vision and not your vision." So those things help. Sometimes people accept it, other times every now and then I get a rejection, but then later on down the line they'll come back and say, you know what, you was right. And it's only because the stuff that I talk to them about, stuff from the Bible. It's from Bible, literatures, YouTubes of encouragement. It's the same philosophy that Maxwell uses to help reach other people. You
Awesome.
know, so it's just, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
Yeah.
hope I don't know. I'm so
You
nervous.
spoke on.
So
Were
nervous.
there time you had low moments? Were there time you were very downcasted?
Oh,
When
oh, yes. As a teen mom, you got to think I was a teen mom. Hey, I was for all the single mothers. That was me. Where they doubted you. You got to think I come from a Christian family background. Mom, a teacher. So the whole time I knew I was being prepared for something greater. And even now, by joining Maxwell, um, my family's like, you know what, you're doing so much. Take out time for yourself. I do take out a lot of time for myself, but more importantly, I'm doing God's purpose, because what I'm doing is actually they see the rewards, but they don't understand it's all about giving Him His due, because I wouldn't be in this place where I'm at if it was about what others stated that you can be or what you can't be, or live in their boxes of what they think is acceptable based upon life. That's not, that's just not me. That's
yeah.
not, do you
Thank you so
understand?
much. I do. I got what you meant.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Do you understand?
I
Um,
do.
how do you go through the same thing? Could you tell me a little bit about how do you get over the humps besides with prayer? Words. I maybe be down for 2 days, 2 or 3 days. That's about it.
What I try to do a lot of times, I try to look for an environment where, I play songs, I play music, I
Yeah,
read, I read the word of God to encourage me.
happy.
Because you cannot write off low moments. You can write off when you're down. Low
Yeah,
moments will always come, but how you overcome really matters. You don't stay long in it because
no,
that's what leads to depression, and
yeah,
that's what a lot of people experience here. I try to, play music around me, gospel music. I try
yeah,
to read God's word to reaffirm God's love for me, and that keeps me going. And sincerely, I'm a happy fellow. I don't have low moments. I'm always happy all around the clock. My
you
husband will tell you, "Oh, you
know,
have noise around you all the time." If I'm
yes,
not singing, I'm dancing, I'm reading something, I'm listening to one transformational message, maybe from John Maxwell or other preachers. He's always saying, "Oh, your environment is always very noisy." And that's because, sometimes you don't want to give room to be low. You don't want to give room to be idle.
I
I do have my quiet time when the need comes, but I just make sure the ambience around me are positive.
so I get up each day just like you do and choose happiness. And when you get up, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Besides, sometimes
What
go
you
to
do
prayer.
is a choice.
It's a
Whatever
choice.
you do in life is a choice.
It's a
Where you
choice.
go is a choice. You can decide to be on bed all day and not step out of your bed.
It's a choice.
It's all a choice.
Yes,
So
it's
life
a
is all choices. The choices we make, and whatever position we find ourselves today, these are
Mhm.
choices we made in time past. So if we are getting the wrong, uh, if
Yeah,
you're getting everything wrong, check your choices. You need
yeah.
to check your
Great.
choices. Your choices must be right. So I want
And
to
I'm
thank you.
sorry. I felt like Mondays are a little bit, how could I say, catching up from the weekend, from Easter. Sometimes I feel like overwhelmed, which today I was like, golly, I'm here. But now, we can't control internet service, computers, things of that sort. So next time, Sandra, if you invite me back, I promise you it would be more relaxation. I know
It's
what to
okay. I
expect
appreciate it.
because I
I
was real
appreciate it.
nervous. I'm
No,
gonna be
it's
honest.
okay.
I
A
was
lot of times it
very
happens that way. Yes, we plan and sometimes things just work. Emergency comes up.
because I
You
haven't
have to
read
go.
anything that I
I have
wrote.
the internet so messed up on my end, but I just
Yeah,
had to be calm.
yeah,
When you don't have the control of what happens to you just hand it over to God. But
yeah.
once you have the control, you can, see how you
Mhm.
can fix it up. So
Yes.
I just learned to be calm and not allow things to get me disturbed or pressurize me. I want to thank you for your time and I want to appreciate you.
Thank you, and I hope you have me back another time. Maybe we can do something special instead of just,
No, it's
I
okay.
sort
You
of
did
got
good.
so nervous, and I just basically freelance. That's why my words are getting up and down because I'm so nervous. By the way, and I see you. So
Sorry.
different if I was on the phone just talking. I guess I don't know.
It's fine. You did great,
I
sincerely.
thank you.
I
I
appreciate
thank
you.
you,
You did.
and I
I'm going to
thank
send
God.
you the video too. I'll send you the audio. Thank
Yes,
you so much for making the
thank
time
you
to
so much.
come. I
Uh huh.
really do appreciate you. I would call you right away after the session. Thank you. If this
Uh
is your
huh.
first time of watching me making a
Yes.
difference with Sandra Ukoh, please kindly
Okay.
like, subscribe, and hit the notification bells so that you can get more updated stories from my clients, and also you can get more updates
Okay.
from my live shows, and it can be a blessing to you and your team. And if this has been an impact to you, please kindly share with friends and loved ones. Thank you for today, and do have a blessed evening.
Thank
Bye.
you. And if anybody needs an Alabama realtor, call me.
No
Bye.
worries. Bye,
Bye bye.
darling.
Bye.